Does the 1931 horror classic Dracula, starring Bella Lugosi, hold up? Watch the rest of my review to find out. So, um, Dracula came out in 1931, as I just mentioned, and it stars Bella Lugosi as Count Dracula, Helen Chandler as Mina Stewart, and Edward von Sloan as Van Helsing. So basically, this film was a bit of an experiment by Universal because there had been no major studio, big budget horror supernatural film until Dracula. And this film led to a series of classic Universal horror movies like Frankenstein, like The Wolf Man. Um, Probably I'm missing a few, like The Bride of Frankenstein. So it definitely was hugely influential and hugely successful. So basically, Universal bought the rights to the Bram Stoker novel after um, some German filmmakers they made Nosferatu, which is very loosely based on the Dracula story, and Bram Stoker's widow sued them, and she won. So Universal was like, we have to do this the right way. So they went and they bought the film rights, and they were thinking of like different actors who could play Dracula, but Bela Lugosi heard about this film, and he at the time was starring in a play version of Dracula, so he kind of lobbied intensely for this role. And I think he does an excellent job as Dracula. And it's one of those things that he entirely sets the tone for what vampires would be in popular culture from that point on. Not just in film, although that was like hugely influential, but like television vampires are based upon him. Um, even even things like Twilight are in reaction to him. And before Twilight, you had the Anne Rice vampire series, so that was in reaction to him. And then True Blood is reaction to this kind of like mythos that was created with this movie. So hugely influential. It's the only other actor that I can think of who had such influence on how different characters are portrayed is, I forgot what his name is, so I'm sorry, but you can check it out. Disney did a film adaptation of Treasure Island in the early 50s, and they cast this guy who had this thick, I think, Cornish accent, you know, the Yar, Shiver Me Timbers kind of accent. So that pirate accent that we hear when we think about pirates today came from that guy. That was his natural accent, maybe without the nautical terms. So Bela Lugosi and his portrayal of Dracula were so as influential on the culture as that guy was. Probably even more influential because it kind of spawned a whole genre of vampire fiction, vampire horror, vampire movies, vampire TV, etc., etc., etc. But while Bela Lugosi's performance is really good, the movie itself is very plodding. I struggled to stay awake, and the reason that is because you have this supernatural topic, and for the most part, all of the interesting things happen off screen. Like there's this one character named Renfield who gets bitten by Dracula, and he goes a bit mad because he's been bitten by Dracula, and he says he sees this field of like thousands of rats with red eyes, And it's such a powerful image, but they don't show you that image. It's just the character talking about that. And then Mina, Myra, whatever her name, that character's name is Mina, I think. She also says, she explains some situation that happened off screen as well. And Bella Lugosi is like this master of making like really powerful, like, gazing in a really powerful, mysterious way. And some of the special effects they do are quite charming, but not scary. And I don't think that a Dracula movie necessarily has to be scary, because I'm not that scared of vampires. But I think it needs to be interesting at least. And I think I don't want to. I've never seen a vampire movie that I actually liked, to be honest. And I find that strange because, I never read Twilight, but I read the Anne Rice vampire books when I was a teenager, and I wasn't super obsessed or anything, but I did enjoy them. They were entertaining. So I think the idea of a vampire, like the story can be quite interesting, but I think it struggles in cinema. And I I think I should go back and watch the Empire, no, Empire, the Interview with a Vampire. Maybe that's good, better than I remembered it, but I don't remember that being very good. So, yeah, should you watch this movie? Um, it's not like a movie that you really, really, really need to watch, but I think if you're interested in just cultural history of the last 70 years, this is definitely a movie that contributed to that history. So, yeah, I think it's from a historical perspective and just seeing some of the performances of Bela Lugosi, it's good, but the rest I wouldn't say is worthwhile. Like the actors who played Van Helsing and the actress who played Mina, they both said that it's an embarrassing movie, and they kind of they don't want to watch it because I think there are better movies from this time and better horror movies. I think Frankenstein is better, but I haven't seen that in many years. But I remember when I saw it, I liked it. So let me know what you think in the comments. If you like what I do, if you like my reviews, please like and subscribe on YouTube and give me a follow on Spotify. All right, thanks. Bye bye.